just got to mention a court case today that I find unbelievable. You'll remember Liberal MP Craig Kelly. He upset a lot of journalists and the political elite by asking questions about the great global warming scare, about the virus lockdowns, about vaccine mandates, and some were quite good questions. But I wonder if that made him a target. Because the Australian Electoral Commission today lost a very expensive case against Kelly it should never have started in the first place, one that seems vindictive. Now here's what happened. The Liberals under Prime Minister Scott Morrison, they were weak and they didn't have room for a Craig Kelly. They dumped him as their candidate at the last election. So he ran instead, unsuccessfully, as a Clive Palmer candidate in his southern Sydney seat of Hughes. And in this campaign, Kelly put up posters like this around his electorate, and that triggered a war. His first posters were almost all stolen or defaced, but Kelly put up more like this one, all with the required authorisation at the bottom in small letters, 8-point, under the name of his party. You know what I mean about these authorisations, you know, this poster is authorised by Craig Kelly of such and such address and printed by such and such a printer at this address. But the Electoral Commission, the AEC, complained that authorisation was too small. You couldn't see it from a distance, they said, after photographing one in the dark. Right? Kelly was amazed. This printed, in fact, I've been printing political posters like this for years, not just for him, and with that same size type, no complaints. So, anyway, Kelly reckoned other posters, in fact, he saw didn't seem any better. I mean, look at some of those. But okay, he agreed to put stickers on his posters with your authorisation, not in 8-point this time, but much bigger, 20-point. And he ordered new posters with the bigger writing as well. And Kelly's office went to work, you know, putting the stickers on, putting the new posters up, and they told him it's all fixed now, all fixed. But just before election day, more drama. The AEC sent Kelly pictures of 2 of his posters still up with a smaller type. This bit's weird. They didn't tell him where those posters were. It's almost as if they didn't want to give him the chance to fix it without having to drive just before election day down every street in his electorate to find them. And this sure surprised the judge, who today said quite how Mr. Kelly could have dealt with the demand to remove or amend the 2 signs without being told where they were in a large electorate was not explained by any correspondence by or on behalf of the Commission. Yet this, he said, appeared to have been a deliberate position that the Commission took. And the AEC didn't explain in court either why it played this game of where's Wally with the posters. And if all that wasn't weird enough, the AEC then took Kelly to court, even though he'd clearly done his best to comply with their requests. And the whole thing was nuts. I mean, Kelly had to spend nearly $500,000 defending himself. And he was up for the AEC's legal costs as well if he lost, plus any fine. Ruinous stuff. Luckily, the judge today tossed out this stupid persecution, saying he could read the authorisation perfectly well, and Kelly had done his best to obey the law, and the AEC should now pay Kelly's legal costs instead. So, this whole thing stinks, and it reminds me of how Nigel Farage, the British Conservative broadcaster, had a bank cancel his account because of his opinions, and Kelly today hit the roof.
The AEC has brought a vexatious, a malicious and completely unnecessary prosecution. They've had their own costs, plus they've had costs awarded against them. The AEC's conduct in this is a disgrace. Someone from the AEC must have their heads gone. Either the chairperson of the AEC, the commissioner, Tom Rogers has to go, or he has to sack someone today. This case was a disgrace from the start. It was a complete waste of taxpayers' money. We're arguing over a font size.
It's hard to disagree. Is it really why the AEC took Kelly to court and wasted, I don't know, $1 million maybe of our cash, legal costs and all that? An argument about whether the type on a poster should have been 8-point or 10?